Good morning. Welcome back to another edition of Gary's Movie Emporium. It's Sunday, August 30th, and I got more Dollar Tree pickups. Majority of them are DVD, so that's the stack I'm going to show first, and then I'll show the Blu-rays after. First up out of the batch here is a movie. Well, I don't know if it's a movie, but it could be a kid's cartoon, but it's called Space Pop Takes Off. This is a Sony Pictures release. Basically, it's about five teenage princesses that disguise themselves as musicians and form a band called Space Pop. Apparently, their message is to spread its message of freedom and joy through music, and join the rebel resistance force to vanquish the villain Gila. So, that's basically what that's about. Kind of summing up the back there. But white on white is really hard to show. Sorry about that. There you go. That's better. I was in a lot of the Dollar Tree hunts that I saw. Like, I saw at least one or two of those at every store. And then next up, I got the 7 bonus movie pack with Liam Neeson on the front. It's called Lamb, A Journey That Will Test Your Faith. It's supposed to be a really early Liam Neeson movie, I'm guessing. It has Born to Win, Gothic, The Serpent's Kiss, Mr. Johnson, Ripple Effect, Forever Mine, and Guilty Conscience. Guilty Conscience stars Anthony Hopkins. Forever Mine stars Joseph Fiennes and Ray Liotta. The Serpent's Kiss stars Ewan McGregor. Let's see. Mr. Johnson stars Maynard Azashi, and Ripple Effect stars Forrest Whitaker. And the main one, of course, stars Liam Neeson. Apparently, he's a priest at an Irish Reform school, and his faith in God is kind of failing at the same time. That is until he meets a 10-year-old boy named Owen who has epilepsy, and he must, pray for the kid to get better, or maybe he gets deathly ill, and then he catches his faith back, from the running into Owen. Somebody out there might be able to tell you. Oh, and if I didn't tell you, that's Echo Bridge from 2017. And then next up, I got a movie. This is another 7 bonus movie pack that has Chris Christopherson on the front. It's called Disappearance. It has The Deadly Companions, Against the Crooked Sky, Battles of Chief Pontiac, The Great Indian Wars, The Young Land, Jory, and Sitting Bull. Jory stars a really young Robbie Benson. Robbie Benson does the voice of the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. Does a really good job of throwing his voice to voice the Beast, I think. Let's see. Iron Eyes Cody stars in Sitting Bull. Dennis Hopper plays in The Young Land. Richard Boone plays in Against the Crooked Sky. Lon Chaney plays in The Battle of Chief Pontiac. And I have this one, The Deadly Companions. I bought a separate one. It was the old style see-through case, kind of like the throwback, like late 80s, early 90s kind of disc. It kind of looks more like a poster cover and they were really wide. Brian Keith, Chill Wills, and Maureen O'Hara. I've read stuff to you on the different video about Deadly Companions. Disappearances is during the Great Depression. A former bootlegger, Quebec Bell, rounds up his brother-in-law and his hired hitman, and his 15-year-old son, Wild Bill, sets out from rural Vermont to Canada to steal whiskey. Movie here, starring Chris Christopherson and Genevieve Behold. It's 99 minutes, PG-13. It's color and widescreen. It's from Screen Media Films. And there's the back. And then next up is kind of a genre film, kind of mixed with superhero, because it says it has the ingredients for a nasty version of X-Men. So it's kind of like a thriller mixed horror slash fantasy sci-fi kind of thing. It's magnet releasing. The only problem is, oh no, it does have an English dub. It does have English dub. That's which I'm fine with. 1 by 78 by 1 is rated R. 2007, 106 minutes. The detective commits suicide in order to enter the spiritual realm between life and death. His purpose to gain supernatural powers to combat and defeat a gang of demons controlled by the evil overlord, Sadak. However, with each battle he must sacrifice one of his 5 mortal senses. Immortality demands payment of the utmost cost. Kind of sounds a little bit like Mortal Kombat as well. So, I had to get that. I was going to get that in a trade, and then I found it in one of the stores. I can't remember. I think it might have been like one of the last 2 stores I went to. They let us go in the back, and I was kind of surprised that they let us go in the back, because they weren't supposed to be out on the floor until at least Thursday of the following week. And we went to one store. Well, the manager goes, "Oh, we put our stuff out way early." And I'm like, well, what's the point of setting the dates if you're going to put them out like at least a week early? Because say people like us find out that it's Thursday, yeah, you can say you can go back the next day, but you can't where I live. You can't just get in a car and just drive so many counties over to go back and see it just for them to not do it, It just kind of irked me. I'm like, yeah, you put them out early so you could go through them, the ones you wanted, and, it's not fair. This is a 2019 Echo Bridge, 267 minutes. It's called Pimp. Has Executive Target and Riot on here. This is the 2 bonus movies, and the main one is called Pimp, though. Usually demure Sarah, Ella Scott Lynch, decides to have a fling with charming Louis Benedict Samuel. Unbeknownst to Sarah, Louis has sinister plans for her. And Riot stars Gary Daniels, and Executive Target, which I've talked about before, has Keith David, who I think, if I'm remembering right, I think Keith David is the guy who played in The Thing. And I think he did a voiceover in the Disney's Gargoyles. He did, I can't remember, the main gargoyle. Goliath, I think his name was. Roy Scheider's in this, and Michael Madsen. So I was pretty happy to get that. Even though I've gotten the Executive Target before, it's good to have a backup with Roy Scheider, because you don't, outside of Jaws, you really, it's hard to find anything at the Dollar Tree. And then next up, I got As Seen on Nickelodeon. Big Adventures Come in Small Packages. It's called Tiny Christmas. And it stars Rio Downs and Lizzie Green. I don't think I ever saw this before. I had to grab it. It looked interesting, especially with it being a Christmas title. This is from 2018. This is a short one, 66 minutes. I'm not even going to read it because it is 66 minutes. But I'd probably read about a minute of the credits, and there'd only be 65 minutes left of this. So it's really short, but it is an SP releasing, and 2018 Mar Vista Entertainment. Like I said, it stars Rio Downs and Lizzie Green, so you can look that up on IMDb if you want to know more about what it entails. And then next up, I got a movie starring Chad Michael Collins, Billy Zane, and Tom Berenger. It's called The Sniper: Ultimate Kill. There's a slew of these sniper movies. Movie Man was telling me there's at least 4 or 5, maybe even 6 of these movies. I don't know if this was the last one, or it's 2017. Tom Berenger is looking really old in this, so I'd assume this is probably one of the last ones. But I admire them for still trying to go at these, because it's not easy when you get up there to do these action movies. It's a lot of wear and tear and rigors on your body. Uh, Says for the first time, Brandon Beckett, Collins, Richard Miller, Zane, and Sergeant Thomas Beckett, Behringer, joined forces in Colombia to take down a brutal drug cartel when a deadly sniper with advanced, never-before-seen weaponry targets local special agent Kate Estrada, or Danae Garcia. Our elite team is in for the ultimate battle in this explosive, game-changing action thriller. Kind of has a vibe of Rambo, the newest Rambo, mixed with kind of like a Die Hard in a way, I think, because like you got the younger guy with the older guy, kind of thing. So that's kind of the vibe I get from it. Maybe I'm way off on what it's about, but that's the vibe I get from it. And then next up, I got a 3-movie collection. I had bought the first movie here, Young Detective D, Rise of the Sea Dragon. I didn't know they had 2 other movies from this Asian character. Apparently Detective D must be kind of like a throwback version of Supernatural with like Dean and his brother Sam, because in this he battles 4 heavenly kings, a sea dragon, and a phantom flame. So I mean, he sounds like he's fighting ghosts and maybe a god of some sort. Yeah, this is from Wellgo USA. So try to see if they're all in English. If you have a problem with this, it might be that you gotta watch the 4 Heavenly Kings in Mandarin if you don't want subtitles. And that same goes for Young Detective D, Rise of the Sea Dragon. But they do have languages for Detective D and the Mystery of the Phantom Flame. That one is English. You can watch it in English and Mandarin. But the other 2 here, the top 2, you got to watch with English subtitles. According to this, Detective D, The 4 Heavenly Kings is a 2018 movie, 132 minutes. Young Detective D, Rise of the Sea Dragon is from 2013, and that's 134 minutes. And Detective D and the Mystery of the Phantom Flame is from 2010, and that's 122 minutes. So these are all, these are all a couple hours long. There's the inside. And I believe there's There's 3, which is kind of not like the other 2. Like that. That's sweet looking. This 2. Kind of looks like the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. The like if you were just showing the face. I don't know if they did that on purpose or. And then this is pretty cool too. But this series looks like it could be interesting. I hope they have more to this series than just these. But that's Detective D there. And then next up, I got one with a slipcover here. Pumpkinhead. I give one of these away in a trade. So this is my copy. Pretty much self-explanatory about what Pumpkinhead's about. From 1988. This came out from MGM for 2008. This is a collector's I believe a collector's edition. Has many special features, commentary by the co-screenwriter, um, moderated by filmmaker Scott Spiegel, The Cursed and the Damned, The Tortured of Ed Harley, Constructing Vengeance, Razor by Collar, Stan, Demonic Toys featurette, behind the scenes footage, still gallery, and a theatrical trailer, all on this. So if you were lucky enough, you found this pretty stacked DVD for what it is. And I love the cover on here. My problem with this series is probably I like part 2 Blood Wings, but it was kind of more on the comical level, which isn't too bad. It kind of fits that one because it's kind of like takes place a little bit more in the like deeper south, like, you know, redneck people and things of that nature. But I want to say part 3 and part 4, it tries to capture the original with bringing back Lance Henriksen, and it kind of felt like they were doing kind of like a story with two southern families that were feuding. It was kind of like a Shakespeare kind of thing too, because I mean it's like the Capulets and, you know, them two families bickering, and I don't know. It was all right, but they didn't live up to the first two. At least they didn't live up to the first one exactly. So kind of forget that there's like 4 parts to this series. I only really think of maybe 2, maybe 3. But after that, it kind of like, I don't know, it needs a rebooting. I honestly think that would, if you could come out with that at Halloween time, got the right amount of budget, got the good story, I think Pumpkinhead would make a really good remake. And I'm not usually for remakes, so when I say that I have that confidence, I think it could do well if it was. I don't think it'll come through Disney, but maybe Disney sells that property off and gives it to somebody like Blumhouse or something like that would know what to do with it, or even A24 or somebody, you know, somebody that does the horror genre right. Next up is a BBC Creepy Crawlers Wild Things. I do not like this cover, guys. I know it's a fake picture of a spider here, but that's the only way my hands are coming close to a spider. I cannot stand spiders. They're creepy. They're night crawlers. I do not like them. 135 minutes of approximate running time. It's Region 1, 16:9. This is from 2013, but I think it actually broadcasted back in 1996. And this is Charlie from Lost that's narrating it too, by the way. He's played in a lot of stuff. Most namely, he played in Lord of the Rings. Could probably see it in his face. Put on some longer hair and get rid of his facial beard. You'll know who he is instantly. But he played in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I believe he played in all 3, but there's that one. And I got a movie starring Daniel Radcliffe. He's got so he plays in a lot of movies here. Like, you can't knock him for just Harry Potter anymore. You can't just say, "Oh, he's just that Harry Potter kid." Every time I go to a Dollar Tree, he's rampant all over a Dollar Tree. It seems like he's always in New Boy Jack. Played in some doctor one from the BBC, and then there's Imperium here, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Toni Collette. Defend your nation, become your enemy. It's inspired by actual events, I guess. For evil to triumph, it only takes good men to do nothing. This is a Grindstone release. Let's see. 5.1. 16:9. Running time is 109 minutes. It's classified as a thriller. When extremists steal devastatingly toxic materials to build a dirty bomb, FBI agent Nate Foster's Daniel Radcliffe With help from Agent Zimparo, Toni Collette goes undercover to infiltrate their shadowy underworld. So Toni Collette's in this too. She played in The Sixth Sense, Muriel's Big Wedding, I think it's called. And she went on to play in many other films too. And next up, I got 3 more here for the DVD stack. First up, I got Gripping and Moving, a substantial contribution to the Holocaust cinema. No Place on Earth. An incredible true story of strength and survival. Has a slew. I'm not going to even read all the special features, but I'm very impressed with the special features it has on here. Magnolia tends to do pretty good with their special features. It's their movies that are in question from what I've heard. I've heard they're either hit or miss. This took place during 1942 in October. Basically, family members and a group of other families seek asylum underground to evade being caught by pursuing Nazis. So they go underground in this. I mean, I've heard it all. I've heard, hiding in attics or basements to get away from the Nazi regime. But these people go underground. I mean, that sounds really interesting to me. That sounds really good, so I might give that a look someday, soon. And then next up, I got a sci-fi, I don't know if it's a thriller or horror, but it's called Metal Storm, starring Jeffrey Byron and Kelly Preston. Wow, that's a really young Kelly Preston there. She looks about like she did back when she was in the movie Christine, and she's right there. The cover is really cheap, but it kind of has that nice looking throwback look to it, like that zanies, like 80s versus mixed with the 90s, in the 90s kind of like sci-fi. This is a Universal release, 123 minutes, 2.0 Dolby Digital. Metal Storm, the destruction of Jared Sin is the science fiction battle of the ages with giant cyclopses, intergalactic magicians in this futuristic adventure set on the desert of Lamera. A miner and his daughter fall prey to the evil dictator Jared Sin, reign of terror. Doggin, or Jeffrey Byron, the brave peacekeeping ranger, must save Diana and the rest of her planet from the forces of Jared Sin, his son, Baal, and the hideous psychoplane warlord Hurtrock. If Doggin does not find Diana in time, she will be sacrificed to Jared Sin's strange life-giving crystal. Take a space-age journey into the farthest reaches of the imagination with dazzling special effects and a story that will excite fantasy fans of all ages. That's one thing I'm pretty sure it doesn't have is dazzling special effects, I'm sure, being the era it was from. It was probably good for its time, but just something to me screams like cheap in some form, which isn't bad, but I just kind of like sci-fi a little bit, like sleek looking, like an Alien, or heck, even with Jason X, for their budget with that, at least the ship looked convincingly like, pretty well done on its budget. But I know sometimes these 80s lasers shoot, with guns shooting about, they look really bad. It's kind of laughable, really. But this is the last DVD here. This is from a movie starring Justin Rose, Andrew Yackel, Sean Mount. It's called False Flag, Fight the Tyranny. I've seen this. This is a Wild Eye release for my Wild Eye fans out there. It's from 2018. Has quite a bit of special bonus features here. This is saying that it's about zombies. I don't know if it is or not. It says zombies, or Bella's zombie movie. So I don't know. It must be the zombie movie, maybe. I think it's trying to disguise what it's really about. really what it's about. It says it's Red Dawn for the information age. But it does say it has a lock your door scary plot. So I'm assuming there's something more going on in this than they want to tell you. So that, because Wild Eye, from my knowledge, always comes out with like horror. I mean, they might have some action, but they're predominantly horror. And I wouldn't doubt if this is about a zombie apocalypse of some sort. And then lastly, I got 4 Blu-rays here. Actually, 5. 5, not 4. It looked like 4. The one with the slipcover kind of threw it off. First up out of the batch here, pretty much self-explanatory. It's the original 1976 classic, Carrie, starring Sissy Spacek and William Catt and John Travolta. Trying to think of who else was in it that pops off my tongue here. I know there's another actress or two in here that I know. Oh, PJ Souls. I believe that's her name from the original Halloween. She was the Valley girl that was in that. That was kind of always like kind of slutty in Halloween. And was always thinking about sleeping with her boyfriend all the time. But that's Carrie. She's a real baddie in this one too. So you'll probably enjoy that. Then next up, got Super Bowl. I'm not good with Roman numerals, so I don't know if this is 43, Super Bowl 43, 33, champions of Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I said, we in school we weren't really ever taught much about Roman numerals. I mean, I know that's 3. The 3 lines is 3, but 135 minutes. Has a lot of complete coverage on here. It's got post-game highlights, media day highlights, Willie Parker profile, Ben Roethlisberger, Captain Comeback, Mike Tomlin, Dick LeBeau profiles, Steelers Defense and Steelers Nation, 5.1. It does have 2.0 as well. Sit there. Pittsburgh Steelers are six-time world champions for Super Bowl rings. So they won it 6 times. So probably should be a while before they win another one because I'd like to see some other teams in the NFL get a shot at it, like some of the newer teams. Because I was happy for the Chiefs, but I don't know. I like the Chiefs to a point, but I don't like some of their players, like Kelsey. He's kind of a cocky player. I like can't think of his name. The quarterback for the Chiefs. He's a really good quarterback. He seems to be really level-headed, but I hope another team wins. If they have football season, I hope another team wins this year. I don't like to see repeats for sports, even if it's my team, because it's a lot of pressure. I mean, I would want my team to repeat as often as it could, but I don't know, it's just a lot of pressure to repeat. And then you win too many, and then people get on the wagon that they hate your team, and I don't like that. If the team didn't cheat, they earned it. You know what I mean? So I mean, if they wanted to cheat and they won that like I know Patriots have been rumored to have done that in past Super Bowls. I feel like nearly every one of the Patriots Super Bowl wins should have an asterisk next to it because were they cheating or were they really just out coaching? I mean, Bill Belichick is more than probably better than most coaches in the league, but how good were they really? Much like what happened with the Houston Astros. And then next up, I got a movie here called Iron Cowboy, which is I think it's a documentary. Yeah, story of the 50-50-50 triathlon. So I remember when Tom Selleck and Magnum PI was taking part in this triathlon. It looked like it'd be kind of neat, but man, it looked like you'd have to be really fit to compete in a triathlon because they're really grueling. First you're riding bike, then you're doing like a kayak kind of thing, and then you're what else is it that you do? Then you run. It just sounds wickedly tough. And then I re-got this one here. This is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Looking for Lenin. Re-got this because I got give this away in a trade, and then I got thinking maybe I should have kept it to a degree because it is, it is the Beatles. It's probably worth a lot. Trying to figure out what's going on with this cover here. Oh, it's kind of a messed up cover. It's like right there. See how it's like comes off? There's like a gap there. Look, it got cut off, but I don't think. Yeah, it didn't get put together properly. It's kind of funny. It's kind of leaning here, kind of the Leaning Tower of Pisa at the top there. So yeah, but this is from 2018. SP Releasing and Evolutionary Films. This is an Echo Bridge. 93 minutes on that one. And then lastly, I had to grab this because I grew up watching Richard Pryor on many, many types of movies. I saw him in Superman. It's a Superman 3. I think it's Superman 3. I seen him in that, and then I seen him in The Toy, Critical Condition, Stir Crazy. He has a slew of movies through the 80s and 90s that I grew up watching, so I grabbed it because he was taken from us way too early. He passed away quite a bit before Gene Wilder, his counterpart in Stir Crazy. I know they say he was heavily into drugs, paraphernalia, that kind of stuff. But that's unfortunate because a lot of the great actors I grew up with are a lot of them are dead now, like John Candy, Richard Pryor, George Carlin. Of course, George Carlin was quite old, but I think he lived kind of a rough life for early on in his career. I think he got into drugs and stuff, but it's 2015 on this one. This is a Magnolia Pictures. This has interviews with Mel Brooks, Dave Chappelle, Don Cornelius, Mike Epps, Whoopi Goldberg, Jesse Jackson, George Lopez, Paul Mooney, Lily Tomlin, Damon Williams, and the late great Robin Williams. That's another one guy. He's so irreplaceable as Robin Williams. You can tell cinemas are lacking his comedy prowess in the movies because it's like it just doesn't seem possible that he's passed on because he had so much more to give to Hollywood. But this is about Richard Pryor here, so we'll kind of keep a focus on him. But yeah, he's truly missed. When people were saying stuff, well, early Eddie Murphy, I was always Richard Pryor. Was Bill Cosby until the recent events. I when that comes on TV, I just totally turn it. I will not watch anything with Bill Cosby. I don't want any of his movies in my collection. But like I said, I grew up with these comedians: Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby. Who else was there? There's a lot of guys that predated like how popular Eddie Murphy became. Like Bill Murray, I watched a lot of stuff with him. Dan Aykroyd a little bit, not a lot. I was always more of a Bill Murray fan, but and like I said, John Candy. There's a whole slew of different people that I like that I watch, but he fits into that category really nicely too. Like guys that I used to watch a lot of stuff from him when I was a kid, but. That concludes my haul for today. I think there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 DVD and 5 Blu-ray. And I still have another whole box from a back. When I went in the back, we loaded up on what we were going to get, and I have another whole box of stuff to show. But reminder, I've got a contest coming up really soon. If I get 2 more subscribers, I'll hit 80 subs. And when I hit 80 subs, I'm going to make a video that morning, and I'm going to give details about what I'm going to be doing for the contest. If people don't know by now, I'm going to give away a Blu-ray, and once, like I said, once I hit 80, I'm going to give away a Blu-ray, and I'm going to probably let someone pick out of like an X amount of Blu-ray. You can take a DVD too if you'd like, but I got a slew of Blu-ray that I'd like to give away. It excludes games because I don't like to give away the games because those are a little. I know I got them for $1, but the value is a little bit, to me, was a little bit worth more than $1. But I'm just gonna give away one of my Blu-rays that just sit there, probably in this section and maybe part of that section up here. But I'm gonna give one of them away. You can kind of see in the background there, like all the doubles, the orange. Those are doubles. Well, those are more like 6 there. So, I'm gonna give any one of those away. And like I said, you can take a DVD if you'd rather, but that's pretty much the end of this video. And I'd like to thank everybody that's been subscribing lately and watching my videos. Stay safe out there, and I'm not sure if I'll be back tomorrow. I probably will try to do at least, a good sized one like today. And then when that's done, I've got only like a little bit more, and then I'm going to be doing some videos based on trades that I made, that I should be getting a good sized one on Monday and Tuesday. And by then, I'm hoping I get caught up. At least I want to get these Dollar Trees done out of the way, because it's getting like or almost a week into 2 weeks past the sale, Well, I don't know if it's been 2, but it's been at least a good week. And I want to get these done before we get more in, and then, another haul or phase or wave or whatever you want to call it comes in. I don't want to get backed up, and then I'm forever trying to get caught up with showing you what I got at these places. So stay safe out there, and I'll be back in another video, guys. And like I said, thank you for watching, and thank you for watching Gary's Movie Emporium. See you later. Bye.